Well, good evening, everybody. We are live on Facebook and on Zoom. My name is Laura Lauffer. I'm the project director for Empowering Mountain Food Systems. We are a project funded by the Appalachian Regional Commission, North Carolina State Cooperative Extension, the Cherokee Preservation Foundation. Really excited to be here tonight to talk with Nicole DelCogliano. Nicole's role is the Director of Program and Human Resources at the Organic Grower School. Nicole is going to be talking with us tonight about their new their program that's getting ready to launch later this month on holistic crop management. It is a 6-week program. It is based, unfortunately, this year, Zoom, and but folks will have with their instructors. So with that, welcome, Nicole. I'm having a little bit of internet wonkiness, so I might turn off my camera, which is odd, but we'll see how it goes. So Nicole, thanks for being here. In addition to Nicole's role at the Organic Grower School, she and her family are celebrating 20 years as an established farm. So congratulations. I know that's that is quite an achievement. So thank you for all of your leadership on the farm and off.
Thank you.
Nicole, can you just start to, let folks know who might not be familiar, what is the Organic Grower School?
Sure. Thanks for being here. Can you hear me all right, everybody? Okay. So Organic Grower School, we're actually entering, this is our 28th year, and our mission is to inspire people to support that mission by offering different educational opportunities for home growers and farmers throughout the whole calendar year. And so some of you may know us particularly for our spring conference, which actually starts this Saturday virtually. But we, are sort of the premier provider of organic education in Western North Carolina. And we were started by a group of farmers. We have many board members and staff members that are also farmers and really kind of believe in that core tenet of farmer to farmer education and really delivering that practical knowledge one-on-one. So that's a little bit about who we are.
And so tell us a little bit about the concept of holistic crop management. We're going to have this 6-week series coming up. And what is that definition? What would somebody learn there?
Sure. So it's kind of a tenet that kind of is a core piece of most of our trainings that we do, particularly the trainings that I do. So, we really believe in teaching not just about a specific topic or like how exactly to do something, but we really believe also in teaching folks how to make decisions and giving them sort of a framework. So holistic management is a concept that was created by Alan Savory. Well, maybe not necessarily created, but repopularized. It really is a system that looks at the economic, environmental, and social aspects of farming. And so in the holistic crop management series, there's sort of 3 prongs to it, I would say. So one of them is teaching tools of holistic management. So we have some different tools that we utilize throughout the webinar to help you not only learn about a certain topic area, but learn how to make decisions. And then the other sort of prong is certified naturally grown. So this series is done in partnership with that certification arm. So we can talk a little bit about that. And then the other prong, so the third prong, is the expert topic area. So each webinar session has a certain topic area that we focus on. And so we kind of integrate those 3 things, the holistic management tools, the certified naturally grown and how that interacts, and then the topic area. And those topic areas are soil management, weed, pest, and disease management are the topic areas.
So the certified natural Naturally Grown program. Some folks may have seen that logo before. What does it mean to a consumer, and what must a farmer commit to if they want to be part of the Certified Naturally Grown program?
Sure. So the thing about Certified Naturally Grown that's unique is that it offers a peer review certification, so farmer to farmer. So I actually know the people that started in Certified Naturally Grown, and it was kind of in response to a little bit of that top-down approach that most certification arms have. So there's these standards, and then an outside entity comes in and sort of reviews you, and then you get certified or not. And so this was to kind of help further the process of farmer to farmer relationships and education and empowerment. So Certified Naturally Grown does have a certain set of standards. You know, you can't use synthetic chemicals or genetically modified organisms or seeds. But unlike the National Organic Program, Certified Naturally Grown relies on that peer review inspection process, and it has a lot less paperwork and costs associated with it. And they also really have developed partnerships with farmers markets. You know, a lot of markets now want to see some kind of certification or licensure or something like that. And Certified Naturally Grown has done a lot of work to improve their visibility, to make it a desirable certification for farmers. And they offer different kinds of marketing assistant and production assistance, and really want to help educate farmers to be more sustainable. So I think it has a lot of similarities to Certified Organic. It certainly isn't less than that, but it's a little bit less complicated and less costly. And like I said, it has that peer-to-peer part. So one of the things we do in the class is, so we're teaching some of these tools, right, with holistic management. So it kind of gives you a framework to think about your farm, some different ways to think about it. Like, I know for myself that, I often will go up on this hill that's on a different part of my farm that I often don't go to, because it will give me a different perspective to look at what's happening. And that's what we're hoping to do with the holistic management tools, is to give you a different perspective at which to look at your farm and start to identify some of the challenges or systems that might need to be addressed. And so one of the things we overlay on that are some of these Certified Naturally Grown standards. So say they have a specific standard around soil management. Then when we're in the soil management class, we might talk about, well, how does that actually show up on my farm? Like, what am I doing about fertility, or what is this issue I'm having with tillage, and how does that relate to soil management? So that's just one of the tools and frameworks that we use as we're talking about the certain topic area that we're really digging into that day. And my hope also, we taught this series last year, of course, in person. And what the best part of it, I think, really is getting to, even in a virtual space, be with peers that are also actively farming, to kind of problem solve some things that you might be challenged with, or that you would like someone else to help you think through. And we also have some case studies that we use where farmers are like, this is this issue I had, and how did I solve it? And we kind of work with some of the tools of holistic management and Certified Naturally Grown together, so that you can get some real experience. Sometimes it's easier to work with someone else's problem than your own, but a way to really start to utilize some of those tools and the standards to understand, well, how does this standard actually show up on a farm?
Can you talk to folks who might be concerned about joining a course that is going to be online and won't be in that person? You know, we many of us have been doing that this past year, but can you talk about how you're going to try to get over that lack of ability to be together in person?
Sure. So I've been teaching online this whole year, and I try to utilize breakout rooms a lot. So you get to maybe have one-on-one or a small group situation. And like I said, we try to utilize what we call these case studies, or you're invited to bring your own sort of challenge or issue you'd like to discuss. And really, even in the virtual realm, I've been surprised, especially in those smaller group settings where people are able to kind of connect and communicate about potential farming challenges they're experiencing or new things they're trying to learn to improve. So I take a lot of breaks. I definitely want it to be interactive. We do have an expert coming in to 4 out of the 6 sessions. And so they will be teaching for a certain segment of the time on a certain topic, such as soil management. But they also have been teaching a lot online and understand that people, they don't want to be talked at. They want it to be interactive and have some engagement and questions. And so that definitely is something I prioritize in my online teaching.
Yeah, I love the idea that farmers can bring problems to the group. That helps people stay engaged in between sessions. That's a really, really good idea. Can you talk a little bit about who the guest speakers are going to be? Who are going to be your specialists?
Sure. And I also wanted to mention that, and I will mention who they are, but we actually have some videos that we recorded specifically for this series, since we're not able to be on farm together. And so those, we will be showing short clips throughout the live sessions, and some of those will also be as a resource, and it's showing like, this is how this shows up on your farm if we're talking about soil management techniques or we're talking about disease and pest management. So that's exciting to have sort of a very specific set of videos dedicated to this class. So the speakers are, we have Craig Monty, who's the WNC Western North Carolina Cooperative Extension sort of regional director. And he's a very dynamic and fun and fantastic presenter. And so he'll be coming in to talk with us about pest and weed management. So he'll be there for 2 sessions. We have Mark Dempsey from Carolina Farm Stewardship Association speaking on soil management. And then we actually have Lisa Gonzalez from Extension as well, that used to work with Empowering Mountain Food Systems. And she's coming with an associate to speak about the disease management on farms. So I'm really excited to have all of them with us. And they, of course, want to hear your questions and your concerns. And the class can really be curated to satisfy the needs of the participants.
Fantastic. And will there be resources that the participants can download to keep as, post class?
Sure, of course. Yeah, for each session, I'll probably send you the resources beforehand, so you're welcome to look at them, and then you'll have those, for yourself. And then there's some, like I said, some case studies that you'll be able to utilize and keep as well. So yeah, definitely you'll have access to some specific resources. And I'm also, we'll also have at least one, if not more than one, farmer guest who is a certified naturally grown farmer. So people that actually in our area are utilizing that certification, and they'll be able to come on and talk a little bit about why they made that choice, and also just have any other questions answered regarding the topic at hand. So I'm excited to actually also have some farmer guests coming into the class as well for the certified naturally grown certification.
Does this series focus only on crop production? Is there any animal production in this series?
No, it really is a vegetable production class. Certainly the tools that we are utilizing with holistic management, they actually come out of a livestock framework, and the tools certainly are useful for any kind of farming endeavor, but we are focused on, on vegetable production for the pest, disease. Well, soil management, it really is for crops. Certainly it relates to any kind of land management system, but it is more related to vegetable production.
Fantastic. All right, Lauren, are there any questions in the Facebook chat or in our chat that we should address before we keep going here? Okay, seeing none, we'll keep going. I do want to mention that we do have a scholarship to this series. There's quite value to this series. There's a $250 fee, but we are offering Empowering Mountain Food Systems a partial scholarship. Will cover $200 of your fees if you are in the Empowering Mountain Food Systems region of Haywood County Southwest. So we will put that scholarship link into the chat, and we're encouraging everybody to apply for that. It's hard days that we're not able to get together, but we really appreciate Organic Grower School and our other peer institutions and Cooperative Extension trying to make the best of this and still continuing to grow. And Nicole, would you say in a way it's allowed more people to participate in some ways? You get outside to travel, maybe childcare
I think
issues
we already
and lodging,
I
getting unique speakers.
yeah, all that stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we already have,
How have
maybe over 20 people registered. Oh, sorry, Laura, your audio is lagging a little.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think we have about 20 people maybe registered already. And my students from my farmer training class will be participating. So they're a very educated and dynamic group of beginning farmers. And so they're really excited about these topics. So I think, for folks that are considering this series, I think there's a lot to gain from networking and like connecting with other people. And this time that's been so hard because we can't do that. And I have found that people really want that. And these virtual experiences can even satisfy some of that. And especially as we're going into the growing season, really trying to figure out our systems and do better with what we do. I think this is a great opportunity to learn some new tools, to be able to look at your land or your farm from a different perspective, and then just hear from other farmers about, how they're navigating some of these challenges, and then hear from an expert who can tell you lots of different things to do in specific situations. So I think it's a really great intersection of different people around holistic crop management. I loved teaching it last year, and I think it's going to be really good even online.
Can you share how you integrate holistic crop management techniques into your farm?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because certainly when I started, I wasn't using that kind of language. So one of the tools we teach is talking about the ecosystem processes. So for example, agriculture is essentially a very disruptive process. Like nothing we're really doing in agriculture would happen naturally, but it's also a goal to try to strive to mimic and imitate the systems of nature. And so one of the things we talk about in the class is a little bit about that, and also what we call the ecosystem processes. And this might remind you a little bit of, I think it's like maybe 4th grade science or something like that. But we talk about the different ecosystem processes. So you look at how energy flows on your farm, water, nutrients, and community dynamics, like people communities, but also plant and animal communities. And so we use that lens of the ecosystem processes. You can use that for your own farm as a way to sort of start to analyze what is actually happening on the ground. And like I said, it just is standing in the room, and then there's these 4 windows around you that you can look inside the room from a different perspective. So that's one of the tools we use in holistic management. And then again, within each topic, what do those ecosystem processes reveal to you about the weeds on your farm? What do they reveal to you about the diseases that are showing up on your farm, soil management challenges? And so that's one of the tools that we utilize that does come out of holistic management. And we try to take it out of the head and put it into a practical thing. So some of the words can feel wonky, but then if you say this is the issue, and then you start to use that framing, it can help you dissect it in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Can you give an example of a past participant that has brought an issue to the class that was tackled by one of the presenters or even
Mhm.
a farmer having a solution.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not always the best with memory, but we had, so I think one of the things that we often forget about sometimes in farming is the people problems. And so I do remember we had some young farmers in a class in Virginia that were leasing land, and they were navigating some situation with the landlord and the water on the farm, like how they're getting water to water their crops. So that was an issue that we tackled. And then another one we were talking about, we had a farmer in the class last year that does a pickling business, like a fermentation business. And they were trying to figure out how to integrate a fermentation business with a vegetable production business for a camp, for a summer camp. And so, those were looking at not only like specific weed or pest or disease issues, but it was kind of like a whole management issue. So they kind of talked about the problem, and then we were able to like ask different questions and sort of help come to some clarity with them. And then some of the other case studies that we do, like we have farms that we worked with last year that designed some case studies for us. And we actually got to go to their farms. So we won't be able to do that this year, but we'll still utilize some of that. And it was things like, placement of things on land. So they had set their farm up in a certain way, and then over time started to observe like, wow, there's this huge water drainage issue in this one part of the farm. So then they started to explain their different mitigation efforts that they had tried. And so what we did in that situation is we have the problem, and then we ask you as a class to start to suggest what are some potential solutions and how would that address this issue? And then that worked. And so you could bring a problem like that you're trying to navigate, and you can say, I've tried this and that and the other. And then we can start to use some of these processes to help come up with maybe some other alternative solutions for you. And that's the stuff I love. I mean, I love that sort of problem solving aspect because it's great to learn stuff, and it needs to be able to be put into use.
Right. Yeah, I think that sounds like a really unique part of this program is that interactive ability, and for farmers to know that it's kind of not expected, but it really benefits everybody in the class to hear these really practical applications of the concepts. So, well, we had some folks join us late. So I do want to ask you one more time before we wrap up to define holistic crop management and so that they know why they should apply for this scholarship and attend. So what is the concept of holistic crop management?
Okay. So it's basically a decision-making process that gives you some tools that help look at not only the environmental impacts of your farming, but also the economic and the social aspects. So it's sort of giving a different framework with some specific tools in order to do better management of your farm. So, we're going to utilize some of those tools around specific topic areas such as soil management, pest, disease, and weed management. So we have the expert areas that will be focused on in certain sessions, and then using that decision-making framework to give you a different way to analyze and think about your farm. Just like, you learn different production methods, you learn different pasture management systems, all this stuff. This is another way to kind of add another tool that really is helping with decisions on the farm.
Great. And so I know it's a 6-part series. What if somebody feels like they can't do all of the series?
I think that's okay. They do kind of build off of each other, but I think I think people will be able to manage even if they're not able to make all of them. The first one particularly probably would be
and it is an investment.
really important to not miss.
So we did have a
didn't hear that,
question
Laura.
if you were going to offer this course again in 20. Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop my video. Did that improve it, Nicole?
Yeah, we are making some decisions about whether these courses will be recorded and offered for sale as a recording, and I don't think currently we have any plans for live sessions in the fall. Not currently, we don't.
Okay. Well, I encourage everybody to check out the Organic Grower School website. There are numerous interesting programs being offered. And of course, the Organic Grower School is starting this Saturday. Empowering Mountain Food Systems will be there. I checked it out today. Lots of folks are pre-registered, and nobody loves this digital world, but we really appreciate Organic Grower School pivoting and helping us stay engaged and continuing to teach. So we do have a scholarship for the Holistic Crop Management Program and for the Organic Grower School coming up this week. And I believe with the Organic Grower School, are those sessions going to be available long-term as well, or is it?
Yes.
Done?
If you register for spring conference, the recordings are available to you for 3 months. And actually, if you are a spring conference participant, I think you get 15% off the holistic crop management registration in addition. So yeah, we're doing some things like that. So yeah, I think what's the other kind of advantage I would say to the holistic crop management is sort of, you're going to get to develop a little bit of a cohort feeling, meeting up with folks for 6 weeks. Like I've participated in some 9 and 12-week classes, and I definitely missed them when they were done, So again, like it's an opportunity for us to connect in a different way, but it can satisfy some of that social connection piece. And so I think that's also a great advantage.
Great. Well, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you joining us. I know in a couple of weeks it would have been light and you would have been farming and you would not have been able to join us. So this is great timing. I really appreciate your leadership in the region and your teaching, and thank you so much to you and the whole team at Organic Grower School. And we'll look forward to seeing you on a screen somewhere soon, everybody. And a big thanks to Lauren Hill for helping us manage. And everybody, please go to the scholarship form and take advantage of this opportunity. As Nicole said, it probably will not happen again in 2021. And we might still have funding this time next year, but we are in year 3 of our grant. So we want folks to take advantage of this funding while you can.
Great. Yeah, thanks for that support. And if you wouldn't mind typing my email in the chat, Lauren, it's nicole@organicgrowerschool.org. Folks are welcome to reach out to me if you have specific questions. So happy to answer them.
Okay, let me see if we have anything in the chat before we say good night. All right. Good night, everybody. You'll get an email evaluation from us, so please fill that out. That's always important. And take care. Happy spring. It's coming. I can feel it. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.